hello, you 5.5 million awakening wonders, your glory. That's not me. I love doing different people's intros. This is going to be a recap of the weekend that I had, and I'm doing it, and there's sun in the room, and I don't do it. I usually do it at night. This convention was fucking amazing. It's another home run. We were at Monsterpalooza in Pasadena, and these conventions have just been insane. Like I said, the four of us are like becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. We really want David to come out. David, if you're watching, man, I love you, bro. Please come to one convention. I gotta get a hold of you, David. It's just the vibes, man. People go and see all of us. It used to be like they would see one or two and then they run out of money, but it's like now we're like a collector set, and you can't. Everyone has their own little different vibe. They say it's harder to do a convention in LA because in LA everyone's famous, right? So you could, as much as you might love me, I could show you a coffee spot where Brad Pitt gets coffee if he goes out sometimes on his motorcycle. I can tell you where Arnold smokes a cigar. Like, you know what I mean? And as much as I believe in me and I'm a pimp, like I'm not Brad Pitt, I'm not Arnold, but I'm the people's champ. So I could tell you that. Like, you can see, fucking wide stars in LA just having a fucking brisket somewhere, cannoli. So if we do the convention in LA, it's like, oh, well, everybody in LA is like jaded. They're also either too cool, like, oh, I don't act like I know. But the convention again, like there's just a horror superhero community. This was more of a horror convention, and they just are in packs. I feel like a lot of people came from IE, Sacktown, Riverside, Bakersfield, Victorville. Like people come out, This convention was as robust as any. I mean, it was amazing. What's up? Shout out to the promoter, bro. Thank you for bringing me. He loves Bowfinger. That's crazy. He was telling me about Bowfinger. It's so underrated. It's true. Like Bowfinger is this underrated gem. I was talking to Donut last night, and we were talking about how Scream is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And like Forrest Gump is a classic award-winning Best Picture movie, and it's always going to be that. But people like swag for Scream. Like, do people make Forrest Gump fanny packs, or do they make posters that say, no, you hang up? No, you hang up. Like, Ghostface is becoming an interactive character on fucking it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, I love Forrest Gump, but I don't know, man. Scream just keeps reinventing itself. And by the way, the tea is, I'm not going to tell you, but you know what the tea is. If you're a Scream head, the big rumor right now. Well, I know the truth, or what I believe was the truth, because it was told to me over a cup of coffee. And I just want to say this is why it's the biggest disconnect in Hollywood. The biggest disconnect in Hollywood between executives, producers, and the fans. Executives, producers, and fans. And I'm sick of these uncreative types getting in the middle. The fans are the people. Consume the content in which you make, and they will tell you what they want. And these cons are it. The lines are the lines. The selfies are the selfies. The screaming, touching, panels, that's all. Go in there and see it, okay? This is why I can't fuck with Hollywood in the traditional sense anymore. I don't want to. People are talking about, I don't want to. Like, I have to, get rid, the disconnect between my reps, which, you know how I feel, and not bad people, they just have no idea all the stuff that's going on. There's just a huge disconnect. They keep chasing these traditional people, keep chasing these traditional avenues that are completely fucking irrelevant anymore. I love it, man. Fucking, I haven't been in Scream in 25 years. Well, you can say I am because I was in the last one, even as a picture and stuff, but literally has boosted my career again. And it's just so relevant. And they're taking the old one and repackaging it. And then I just feel that I put my work out there. If I never work again, I have enough work that will regenerate itself through memes and GIFs and talks. And it just will. It just will. If I never want to work again, I've done it. Like, I really have. And through the test of time, you'll see. Romeo and Juliet's getting more popular because of Elvis, because of the pink hair. Fucking people like MGK with the pink hair, and everyone's like, you're the OG. And I kind of was. I'm going to S my own D right now. And so many people come up to me and they're like, dude, I love your channel. I love your channel, dude. You're so relatable. Yeah. And they're like, where's the fucking views? I go, I know. And they're like, shadow ban, bro. It's true. It's true. I have big YouTubers come up to me, man. I want to work with them. The ASMR Ryan guy, the other guy from Toronto, like Wet Movie. What's up? Like all these guys, you know, like are so cool to me. And like, it's true. Like, I don't know what the fuck, man. People are trying to fucking shadow ban my ass. This festival was just so incredibly successful, and it was in Pasadena and it was in LA. And it's just, you know, they say it's rare sometimes to do that, and so I think LA is now going to be a super hot spot because, you know, you see stars, like I said, every day, but now, like, you know, it was just banging. And shout out to Todd Masters and Master Effects. He won an award, Fright Time Achievement Award, for 35 years. Incredible. All the special effects you see. And Jimmy King Experiment, he did, you know, most of them. He's awesome. He's done tons of movies. And he's incredible. I'm going to have him on the pod, and he got an award. And I was lucky enough to bring him up and do the award. And I wasn't going to go to this convention because, well, I was going to go, but I was a little weirded out. I'm not going to lie. Between that last video where I talked about that scare tag, and then just lately, you know, I get some weird messages sometimes, and I'm like, is this something I should fucking double check here? You know what I'm saying? And I could walk right the fuck in. This lady got mad because I didn't have an arm bracelet. And people are literally like grabbing me to like have a picture, and they're like, you don't have an arm bracelet. I'm like, I know, I'm going to my table. So security, like, but as she was worried about me with an arm bracelet, I saw like dudes with like machetes walking and fucking like big ass laser guns, and I'm like, well, I gotta go to my table, and they're like, where's your bracelet? And then the guy walks in with like a chainsaw, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, they're overwhelmed there. Pasadena police were there. That was great. They showed up. But I'm glad I went to the event because, you know, it was just so robust. And I guess I really was going to start this pod with something that happened. Like, you cannot let negativity cloud your mind. And I had an incident happen to me, which was, the whole event was incredible. Shout out to my agent, Sean, Malfunction, and Nay for taking care of me and taking care of us. You know, he's really put this, like, baby Avenger team together. I mean, it's crazy, man. I just got added to another con. Here's my remaining cons. I got Monster Mania in August. I've got For the Love of Horror in London in October. Then I have Fan X in September. Taking July off. So Monster Mania in August, Fan X Utah September, For the Love of Horror in London in October, San Antonio, Texas, Halloween. And that's it. Unless someone else got something good for me. You got something for me, son? And then I'm like, I don't know. I have such a new outlook on these things. I don't know when the new Scream comes out. That's only going to help. It's just wild. It's just wild. And people, so I don't want to be negative because everything is so good, but I had an incident happen to me, and it's just a brilliant weekend. The family's just this little girl made me the cutest bracelet, and this other guy had these beautiful sons, and they were all like, I like to see families that come and really bond as a family, you know? It's like really getting me very emotional. And it was just all wonderful vibe, you know, just great, you know, the pictures, Jesus, the meet and greets, the selfies, it was wild. I had there's a guy there that I see at mostly every convention, and I've worked with him. I worked with him in at least one movie, and he's a legend. He's an absolute fucking legend. He is a super legend, an icon. And he fucking likes to think he's funny. He's not funny. Like, I hate it when people try to be funny when you're not funny, especially they try. It's like, I don't know, Sylvester Stallone. I was very fortunate to have a meeting with him one time. Like, he's so respectful. And I think he said in the meeting, or either I heard him say this at one time, he said like, we would like a box, you know, like people come up, you know, for like 20 years, you know, like think they go box, you know, like they came up to me wanting the box. I can't, like, I work on it, like, how you doing, you know? basically told me that since he was Rocky, people always thought they would want to fight him. And he's like, I'm an actor. He's like, I'm an actor, I could do it, Well, yeah, it was an actor, And people want to come up on him. Like, what the He's like, dude, I'm like having a fucking chicken salad. Leave me alone. People like, hey, you want to tussle, People actually believe things about people, right? And so if you're in the business and you're an icon yourself, you should know these things. But this person thinks that like, if you're a jokester or you're fucking funny or whatever, that's your fucking image, that they're always going to try to out funny you. I hate that shit. I don't do that. I don't do that to people. I don't go up to accountants and try to ad in front of them. Right? I don't go up to dry cleaners and try to fucking French press, like steam press. That would be for a barista. I don't French press. You know what I mean? The fucking dude. Everything's going great. I got an apology to this guy. I got to write this writer. This writer director comes up to me and he's like, hey man, he's like, I'm writer, director, blah, blah, blah. There was a few of them this weekend. But this guy's like, I got my own little studio. I'm starting to do stuff. I write a lot of stuff. And, the guy was nice. And sometimes people are crazy. And sometimes, they're not, Like I saw the writer of Kicking It Old School there this weekend. And, somebody came up to me and was like, remember the panel you did for the specials? This guy's like, came and was like, I've been trying to meet you for 20 years. And you left the panel with Judy Greer. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And it was you and Judy and James Gunn. And so just remember, like, I never heard of this world until James Gunn. James Gunn was like one of those people going to these conventions going, hey man, I love, Magna Man, Volume 2 or whatever. Like he's that dude, like, who, that's why you love, and he's an icon because he's a consumer of pop culture, If he wasn't doing it, he would be a huge collector. And so when you go to these conventions, there's there's people that are a little crazy, and then there's people that are really doing it, So I take everyone very seriously. And this guy was telling me, and he's like, I got this movie coming out, and I think you need another part, and blah, 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 blah. How do I get a hold of you? And I was like, here you guys do it. And we're talking, and everything was going great, I don't know his movie. His movie was like, he said, it was like, we see a movie called Pig Face. Something like Pig Face. It was like a new horror movie. So I got to text that guy back. If you know him, tell him I'm sorry that the conversation got cut off, because as I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, I start slowly smelling something. And these conventions are amazing, and I want to thank everybody who showered. And lately, it's been a much cleaner environment. Like, I feel like people are washing their asses more and understanding that there is a hole down there, and they should probably scrub it. And people are brushing their teeth more and actually adding teeth to their mouth. And I'm not saying that's not as a joke. Like, these conventions, man, there's people that are very clean, and there's some people that possibly forgot what soap was, and that's okay. But just sometimes you run into situations where there is like Richard Pryor's amazing joke. There's not an odor, okay? This is Richard Pryor's joke. There's an oh dear. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh dear. Like, so it's intense, and so sometimes people have a little something on them, a little something. And so I'm talking to this guy, and he's a sweet guy, and everything's good. And I started getting this whiff of something, and I was like, what in the God's name is that? It smelled like someone it started growing. It smelled like someone literally took a steaming hot shit under my nose. It was in the most insane, putrid smell I had ever fucking smelled in my life. Like, I don't know what a dead body smells like. I kind of do, because my buddy was an embalmer as a child. His dad was, so like kind of, but I don't remember smelling anything this bad. So as I'm talking to the guy, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, and he kept talking to me. He's like, well, yeah, I got a character for you. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. All right, thank you. And I had to walk away, and he was like, and then he was walking away. And I'm like, oh my God, what's the smell? And I turned to listen. I'm like, you smell that? She's like, what are you talking about? She says, oh my God. And then like fucking Mari, who was helping this weekend a little bit, she's like, oh my God, what's that smell? So like my whole table, and then the fans started coming, and then they were there, and then they were like, oh my God, what's that? And it smelled like just literally shit smeared on a fucking hot summer day on like a leg. I don't know. And then I look, and I see people starting to film me, and then it was one person there was pretty annoying the whole weekend. Another person was quiet. And then this person, this icon, and they started talking to me. And I'm like, and the poor girls that work with me, the other girls, the volunteers, Meg and the other girl, I forget her name, I apologize. And this dude, Preston, and they were all there. And then, like, I was like, what is that? And they were like, This person, this icon, fucking sprayed something as a joke. And it's called liquid ass. And it fucking is the worst thing I've ever smelled in my fucking life. You can buy it on Amazon. You should never have it. It should be discontinued. It's fucking disgusting. It will clear out a room. Now, I have a sensitive nose, okay? Like, I think I have fucking Asperger's or some mild. And if I fucking get woken up too loud or fucking something smells, it will trigger the fuck out of me. Like, I can't control myself, okay? Like, I'll have to work on it, but I want to express myself. And it's just, and I get absolutely fucking crazy, okay? Because there's multiple levels why I'll get crazy, but one of them is just because my senses are so heightened, okay? That's why you love me. Okay, that's why you hate me if you don't understand me. But those who love me because I do smell, I do taste, I do fucking feel. I'm alive. I'm a live wire. Okay, that's why you love me, because my senses are super perceptory. Okay, I see, I hear everything. I'm not dumb and doled out. Okay. So when I fucking smell something that's putrid, I freak the fuck out. And I was like a dead body covered in shit. Like, it was, and I shouldn't even dedicate the half of this podcast to it, but I have to, because I have to get my feelings out. Like, and then I saw this dude, like, big, hey man, that's what it is. And I'm like, he told me, he didn't realize my reaction was going to be so big. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, why would... Like, so my fucking line, like, it wasn't, it was at the end of the show, but, like, my line walked away. Some poor guy was like, hey, man, but it's all crazy is people have no sense of awareness. I'm like, dude, do you smell this? Some guy's like, I met you in 1985. And I'm like, dude, do you smell this right now? He's like, no, man, but listen, do you remember? I'm like, dude, do you smell this? He's like, yeah, I do, but listen, I met you in 1985. I'm like, dude, do you smell this shit? And he's like, I guess, but hey, man. And he's like, fuck it. I'm like, people don't aware. Like, it's like when my mother fell down the stairs at fucking Buco de Beppo, and I'm like trying to help her up, calling a fucking paramedic, and people are like, can I have your autograph? It's like, people have no sense of, like, yo, read the situation. I got in trouble for wearing a hat at a restaurant the other day, and I said I had alopecia, I swear to God, and they let me have it. And he's like, okay, it's medical. And people were FaceTiming. And I go, dude, what's more offensive? This hat or them FaceTiming? He goes, I agree. I go, get them off the FaceTime. So he did. I said, what's more offensive? This hat or the FaceTime? And he goes, all right, I get it. So those two drunk ladies FaceTiming had no awareness. They were in a fucking high-ass bar, chilling, eating. And I don't want to see her fucking stupid niece while I'm eating my chicken fingers, okay? The same thing like this. Like, I'm minding my own business, having a great time with the guests and fans and the fucking convention. And this fucking dude drops a fucking stink bomb, pretty much, and clears out half of my section. Like, bully, right? That's like a bully, right? Like, maybe he's bitter because I'm doing well. I don't know. He's trying to be funny. It's not funny. And it wasn't like a cute joke. It, like, affected my business. And it fucking... Like, it stunk. It stayed for like an extra 30 minutes, and people were like walking around. I had to get rid of the thing, and like the girls had to like take the fucking curtain, and it was just bad vibe. And of course he left and thought it was funny, and I'm like, this fucking dude, like, what the fuck? I'm nothing but nice to this person. Like, I really respected this person, and I don't disrespect him now, but I think something's fucking off, bro. And I'm not going to name names, and eventually it'll fucking probably come out because people were there. But why I get so mad is because, people aren't funny. Okay, you're not ever going to be funny. Okay? First of all, I'll tell you why. Number one is because it was just a terrible, like, it was like an army tactic. It wasn't funny that we can all laugh or at my expense. It was like a fucking low-key bomb, right? Like, no one loved it. Number two is because it fucked my shit up. Like, when people were coming and I had to like readjust and wait till it calmed down, and then I had all these great interactions with people, and then like I got all fucked up, and then I was like short with people, and I'm like, I hope I wasn't mean to anybody, but I was like literally having PTS fucking D. And then the third thing, it's like, it's just disrespectful to comedy because it's not funny. Like, I'll let you know when something's fucking funny. You can be funny. People can be funny. But you can't be funny by mowing down a whole fucking building. That's not funny. That's just making a statement that you're there. And I hate it. It's like people that like laugh. I said when you go to restaurants and people are like, there's no way anything that's funny to you. That's no way that funny. These are the same people that get offended by real comedy. But then they're like, you never see those people that just laugh so much because they want attention. Oh my God, Bleach. The fuck up. I mean, I've sat around like 3 stadium level playing comedians, and when we laugh at something, we're like, dude, that's fucking funny, bro. Dude. But apparently people at brunch are fucking George Carlin. So I just fucking feel great, but I feel bad at the end. I had such a 99% weekend and 1%, and it was literally stunk up. I don't want it to stink up my experience. But here's what a recap. The recap is, what an incredible convention. Absolutely incredible. Thank you to everyone involved, and thank you to all my fellow screamers. And I get so obsessive when I leave. Like, you don't understand the amount of obsessiveness I have. Like, was I at a good moment with this person? Did I have a bad moment with this person? Like there was some people talking shit about me online recently. I just heard some shit that was a complete fucking lie. And I'm like, there's no sense in me even obsessing if I'm nice to people, because people just make up shit anyway. And I'm like, that's why I'm overly nice to people. Mostly because I am a generally nice person. Like, I understand how it is to be shit on, and I don't want to shit on people because I don't like to be shit on. I get obsessive. I hope I was nice to everybody at the end. I had PTSD from this fucking dude who I was always cool with, who we should probably talk it out, but it was fucked up. His team kind of apologized, but they feel bad. I feel bad for going in hot on you, but you fucking shouldn't have did that. There's a difference between a joke and fucking terror. But the people, it's incredible. Everybody is so great. Wonderful ceremony with Todd Masters. What else can I say? I'll see you at the next convention. I hope this wasn't all over the place. Be good to one another. I just can't believe how sweet and generous people are during this time. It's crazy, man. You guys are so generous. Like, I hope I give you enough time. Like, I sometimes take a little long on my line, but people are so nice to me, and I want to make sure you have the moment. I really do. God bless you guys. I said God. Love you. Like, subscribe. I don't know. I'm probably shadow banned because I have opinions. Wait till you hear my opinion on the new shit I got.